What's good, everybody? Happy Sunday evening. Beautiful day here in Columbus, Ohio. And guess what? The weather's looking equally beautiful for next Saturday, August 30th. 75 degrees, 3 mile per hour wind. I know the weather's fickle and things can change, but it's going to be good. Like the chances of it being 98 and just miserable is pretty much zero, which is cool with me. So we should have some nice weather. I'm excited for this game. Listen, y'all, click the like button for me. Get that out the way. Click that thumbs up. As soon as you start rolling in, click that for me. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Click that button. You guys watch all the time anyway. Might as well subscribe. Hit the bell notification so the videos will pop up on your feed when we go live. So listen, we have been out since Thursday, okay? 2 days that we have missed without paying homage to those numbers. Two very important numbers, especially number 7. We gotta address them, okay? I've gotten greedy again. So listen, I'm going to bring in Nevada early on this one to get this going, okay? Because we missed number 8 days until the Texas game. So I'm going to give you my number 8s, and I want you to react, and then we'll do number 7. By the way, number 7 is my favorite Buckeye number of all time. Most of my jerseys, Nevada, minus 1 or 2, are number 7 jerseys. So we're going to go ahead and get it rolling. So for 8 days left until Texas, my 1A, I got to go with the boy Lathan Ransom coming off that natty. He was an absolute truck stick out there. I mean, his journey from being injured at times and kind of getting burnt at times is like, oh man, is he really reliable? To what he did this past year, to me is just he'll always go down as one of my favorite guys and players. I mean, he's up there. And so that's my 1A. I'm gonna give him my 1B and 1C, and then you can react to all of them, Nevada. My 1B, how can you deny this face? Look at that face. This will forever be one of the all-time great memes of a Buckeye player. This cat, he knew where the camera was and turned around with that Cheshire cat grin at the right moment. It was great. The end of his career was phenomenal. He had a slow start transferring here from Oklahoma, but when he got going, he got going. He is my 1B. Now, this is a tough one between my honorable mention, but 1C is going to be DeVere Posey. I thought he was a really, really good wide receiver. And, with the whole Tackgate stuff and being suspended, but he was really good. Good size. He had a really good Rose Bowl against Oregon with TP, made the game clinching catch. And I see him all the time out and about, man, and dap him up. It's funny. We always see each other in the store and we laugh. Kroger or Meyer or something. But he's doing a great job with the media right now as well. So shout out to DeVere Posey, great guy and a really, really good player. And then my honorable mention, I got to go with the farm boy, Cave Stover, one of my favorite guys when he was here. Tough kid. Played linebacker at a very good level, like I would say eye level. I mean, for a guy that, was flipping back and forth for positions. But who doesn't respect Cave Stover? Now with the Texans and CJ Stroud. Love this kid. Just another great culture guy for this program. Love these number 8s, Nevada. What is your reaction to my 1A, 1B, 1C, and honorable mentions?
Well, I mean, a lot of character there, man. A lot of character there. I mean, Lathan Ransom, probably one of the more underrated Buckeyes of all time. A
Yeah.
guy that is going to be sorely missed. Um, you know, got some criticism for falling down against Georgia a couple years ago in that game. And people kind of wrote him off. And I mean, just Mr. Reliable, one of my favorite players. And again, a key cog. You don't win that national championship without Lathan Ransom. And I think he'll
Nope.
play ten years in the NFL. So love him. Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon was one of my great calls. I was calling him. I don't know if you remember, you were on the message board, but I was like, he's our best running back by far. And I used to just
I
get so
remember.
much push, Master Teague's better. And I'm like, guys, no, Trey's the guy. You got to give him the ball. And finally, Tony Alford came to his senses. I stopped drinking or whatever he was doing and started him. And he goes for, 700 yards and three. I mean, just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Set the single game rushing record in the Big Ten title game, no less. So, you know,
Mm.
what a player. I'm going to skip over to Farmer Cade, and then I'm going to go back to DeVere. Farmer Cade, great, kind of guy help redefine the tight end position. Nice to see him in the NFL right now. Super dependable, super tough. Terrific player for Ohio State. But DeVere Posey. Now, DeVere Posey might be the nicest kid that I've ever met in my time of recruiting. I'm just like, of all the kids, if I had to list your DeVere Posey, he's in the conversation. But what a gentleman, what a nice kid, what a class act. I think what happened to him was criminal with the
Yeah.
Tapgate thing and the $16 an extra pay or whatever. Would love to have him on the podcast sometime. But DeVere, I mean, in a sea of great kids, he is truly at the very tip top of guys. One of my favorites that I ever interacted with. So I love DeVere. Big DeVere Posey fan here.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And listen, next time I see him in aisle 6 at Kroger, I'm like, yo, we got to get you in the pod. I didn't get his number yet. I mean, we see each other all the time. We know each other, but I haven't got his contact information. So I'm gonna do that. Because I would love to have him on. Like I said, he's doing a really good job here locally on the radio as a commentator and an analyst. So great responses, man, and really good character guys, man, per usual with Ohio State. All right, so my favorite number, and I'm gonna finish out with the 6 days left, on the third one. But number 7, 1A, I had to go with Corny Green. He kicked it all off, man. He kicked it off with the number 7, and for those who don't know, he played back when Bo Schembechler was here. Back when we ran the football 98% of the time. And he was a running quarterback, dual threat quarterback. One of the nicest guys. I haven't had a chance to meet him directly yet. But it was funny as my mother-in-law, she went to school with him. She knows him very well. And I was with Brian Fogel this weekend, the big time fan who makes the figurines and has all the autographs. I'm going to release a post of my tour of his Buckeye Shrine, by the way, very soon. I'm going to post on the Buckeye Scoop board in Nevada. He gave my son an autographed picture of Corny Green. And so Corny Green's just a great guy from everything I've heard, and a great player and just a great ambassador for Ohio State. So I had to start out with him. And then probably my favorite number 7 or Buckeye of all time, Ted freaking Ginn, the human highlight reel. I mean, you talk about memories, Nevada, of just Buckeye football. It's this man with his punt returns and his explosive just runs and end arounds. And I mean, he's just in Buckeye lore, the top of the top, in my opinion. And so he was like one of the main reasons I always rock number 7 when I got jerseys out of Cleveland Glenville, man. Just a great Buckeye. And then my 1C is Chris Gamble. This dude, playing both sides of the ball at a super high level, elite corner, elite receiver, elite athlete. I mean, he was just phenomenal. For those who recognize it, y'all see the Penn State player. This is the pick 6 play he took to the house. And I can't say enough about Chris Gamble. The only thing is, where is he? Does anybody know where Chris Gamble is? We have not seen him on camera, on social media, anywhere, like for years. So I would love to know where Chris Gamble is, just to say, hey, how you doing, man? How's everything doing, man? You're beloved by Buckeye Nation. And so my 1C is Joey Galloway. I'm sorry, actually, this is 1D. I told you I was getting greedy. Number 7 is my favorite. Joey Galloway. You talk about speed, and you got the crop top jersey that's back in them days in the 90s when Eddie George, and that was the thing, Deion Sanders, and they all rocked that type of look. And this dude, man, was fast, and just athletic. And he's also hilarious as an analyst currently. I really enjoyed Joey Galloway, the way he trolls and the way he laughs at analysts when they just talk stupid. I don't always agree with him, but I don't always agree with anybody. I love Joey Galloway's personality, though. I met him in person a long time ago in Dublin, Nevada, at a rec center. And this dude was a mountain. Like, he was rocked up, and he was going off vert. We were in the gym, and he was going off vert dunking, just off vertical. Boom. Like, you talk about a crazy athlete. Joey Galloway. For those who don't know, I know you see him on TV, but he was the truth back in the day. And my honorable mention, our honored guest we just had on the show, got rave reviews, by the way, Jordan. You got a lot of great reviews, brother. We will be having you back on. Jordan Hall, he was just on the show this past Thursday. Make sure you go check it out. Great player, great guy, loves Ohio State, and just very humble and appreciative of everything. And he keeps reminding people of that. And I appreciate him for coming on the show and sharing his story and just talking ball and having some fun. I know that was a lot, and we got one more, but the other one is shorter. But I had to get these in. About a number 7, especially, is my favorite all-time Buckeye number. What's your thoughts?
Well, I got to remember everybody. I mean, Corny Green again. Nobody rocked the cocaine whites better than Corny Green.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah. Again, yeah. That you're talking about my era, that mid '70s. When it was Pete Johnson, Corny Green, Champ
Yeah.
Henson, and that Archie Griffin fella. I mean, yeah, those were great years, and great Buckeye for sure. I mean, Ted Ginn. I'm not even sure what. I mean, when you talk about one player that kind of defined Ohio State football for a lot of people, I
Yeah.
mean, it might very well be Ted again. I mean, Ted again was the fastest player that I've ever seen on the field. I don't know about the 40 times and the laser this and laser that, but in terms of playing fast, nobody ever played faster than Teddy. I was there his first punt return for a touchdown. It was against Wisconsin in a game we lost. Was there at the Michigan game when he returned I mean, just I saw so many memories of Teddy Ginn, but I mean, wow, what a player, and a guy ended up as a productive wide receiver in the NFL for like 12 years or something
Yeah.
like that.
When
So,
people said he couldn't catch and he
but
wasn't
he
that
could,
good.
yeah, he was just a returner, and they stopped returning. He was
Right.
just a wide receiver. I mean, what a player! Chris Gamble, I believe, is living in North Carolina now, and I believe a member on our board knows where he's at. But yeah, he has not been back to Columbus since he left. I don't think there's any heat. I just think he's just that kind of cat. But
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk all you want about the interception against Penn State, which I was there when that happened. It might have been the loudest pop I've ever heard in the horseshoe, but he had about 3 or 4 other interceptions in games. I mean, I want to say, like, the Purdue game, the Holy Buckeye game. After the
Yeah.
Holy Buckeye, he had a pick. He had a pick against Wisconsin. I mean, he was just. I mean, what a player! Truly an icon. Joey Galloway, I won't say he was the first great Ohio State wide receiver, because we've got a bunch, but he kind of started that run of Ohio State,
Yeah.
great, exclusively great wide receivers at Ohio State, and yeah, rocking the crock top, and a great announcer as well. And then the great Jordan Hall, one of my personal favorites, a guy that, I mean, I loved him being on the show because he knows the current team so well. Like, he was a lot of guys, they're great Buckeyes, but they don't know the current team. But Jordan, man, he's a fan. He's a super fan. So yeah, we'd love to get him back. Love to get him talking Ohio State football, and certainly represented the number 7 well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So now we got 6 Sam Hubbard days until the game versus Texas in the shoe. I picked this pick because Nevada, I was there. You talking about you was at, you've been to way more games than I've been to, but this is a game I've been to. And this play right here, seeing this in person was amazing, especially in the midst of us coming back. That game, being there, I don't know if you were in I think you were there, weren't you, Nevada?
I
If
was
the,
I was there. I was there with my boys. I was there with
yeah,
my boys.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
what a,
thought you
what a game!
were.
What a game! What a game!
Yeah. And so imagine, for those who weren't there, um, being there. Listen, I was getting texts from Michigan fans, like my Michigan fan buddies, like, ha, 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 laughing because we were down at the half. Just imagine being at that game. Saquon Barkley takes the kick return back for the opening kick return for a touchdown. I mean, there was a comedy of errors / bad calls, like that the interception that should have been an interception in the end zone where they called it a touchdown. Don't get me started on that. That was just a crazy game about it. This was my number 1 game I've ever been to until the Tennessee game this past season. But this play right here, to me, will always, this is a poster. I need to get this in my man cave for real, low key. But Sam Hubbard is my 6 days until, and then I just got one honorable mention, and I'm going to show some love to Canton, Ohio's own Tyler Everett. He was a solid safety back here. It was 2002 through 2006. He was a good player, hard hitter. Played in the NFL for a few years, but just showing him some love as an honorable mention. What you got, Nevada?
Yeah, I mean the Hubbard play was iconic. The sack tackle at the same time, grabbing both guys
Yeah.
and bringing down to the ground, and obviously not his number, but JT Barrett completing 15 in a row for not bad for a guy who couldn't pass. Didn't his fourth quarter there in the Penn State game that day, and hit who was the tight end? The tight end from
Marcus Ball.
Oh, Marcus Ball, yeah, hit him for the
Hmm.
touchdown to bring us all the way back. And
It's
I mean,
crazy.
what crazy game! I mean, yeah, that might have been the greatest game in the horseshoe of all time. I mean, what 39-38, one
Yeah.
versus three or whatever. I mean, it's like, I mean, what a freaking game! We were down 20-0 or something in that game, came back and won. Um, yeah, and Tyler Everett, terrific player, back then, really, nice solid kid, and not Sam Hubbard, not Joey Galloway, not Chris Gamble, but I respect you showing the love on the honorable mention. 6 days
Right.
out, we are 6 days away from being together. 6 days away from Nevada Buck and BMO's being together. It's kind of like the Super Friends coming together, and no telling what could happen then.
Indeed, man. And like I said, now look. I sent you the weather screenshot. It's showing 75. You know what that means? You can get away with the Kid Rock fur coat, man.
I
You can
know.
rock the Kid Rock.
I can do it. I'm gonna do the hat and the cane and the whole thing, man. I'm gonna be just pimping. Pimping ain't easy, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it next Saturday.
Pimping. Yeah, go ahead and do that, man. Matter of fact, let me see. Kid Rock fur coat. Let me see if I can pull that up
Come
real
on,
quick.
come on, come on. There's no better. That's iconic, man. Woodstock '99.
Let me see. Okay, this one right here. Is it gonna is that Pinterest? Look at this. Okay. Let me share my screen. This is hilarious. For those who don't know what he's referring to, this is the Kid Rock fur coat he's talking about. Look, he even got the scarlet hat on. You could throw a Blocko on it
I
or
know. I'm
something.
telling you what. I'm telling you.
Come
Just
up in there looking clean, extra clean. I love it.
oh,
I love it. But yes, good start. I know it was a little bit of a longer start, but we had to get that off, y'all. Also, remember, super chats go to our pay it forward, military and first responders. We're gonna take care of them because they take care of us. Always want to remind you of that. But listen, title of the show: New JJ Smith coming to Ohio State. For those who did not watch this weekend, this was week 0. So it was Iowa State, Kansas State. I forget which foreign country they played in. It was Ireland, I think, right? Ireland.
yep, correct.
Yeah. So looks like Iowa State got the win at the end. I was out running around. I was watching my phone. I couldn't really keep up. Also, yes, real quick, Evan Spencer is another young man who I thought about showing some love to. He is a great. I've met him a few times. He's a great young man, and he deserves love and a shout out alone off the strength of 85 yards through the heart of the South. He sprung that play. Evan Spencer, if you out there, bro, you will forever be loved in Buckeye Nation. You are the reason why Ezekiel Elliott went 85 yards. Real quick, Nevada, let's show Evan Spencer some love.
Yeah, I mean, but taking out two guys with the block and just
Yeah.
kind of locking those guys up, and yeah, now did he throw the pass to Michael Thomas too on the
Yes.
reverse?
Yep.
So he had
Yep.
a big day that day, man. It was
He
like,
did.
what a game. What a game. Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a fun
Yeah.
one. And
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you, when we were down 20-3 or 20, what it was in that game, I kind of lost hope. I did not. I'm eternally optimistic about the Buckeyes, but
Yeah.
it was not looking good that day. I was just like, oh no, no, that was
Yeah.
not looking good.
It was definitely tough, especially because when you're in your mind, you're thinking, "Oh my God!" And we got to keep tackling Derrick Henry for 3 more quarters or
Oh, I
2 more quarters.
or
I mean,
not keep, start tackling. It's like,
right. That was rough, but I'll tell you that play that you just mentioned, that right there That's what flipped the momentum going into the half. And so, and the rest is history. But shout out to Evan Spencer. That's a great call. You can't. I guess I should have got greedy with him too for the 6 days left. But love Evan Spencer. But anyway, so talking about this past weekend, we saw some college football, but we also saw some high-level high school football, and some of our recruits were on display on national TV. And Nevada, I want to kick it off to you, and you give me your thoughts on what you saw in the Mater Dei versus St. Thomas Aquinas. Huge matchup, two behemoth high school teams, always churning out a bunch of talent, and we got talent coming from that Mater Dei side as well, namely the boy Chris Henry Jr. What's your thoughts on him and his performance this weekend?
Well, first of all, to have the best team in California and the best team in Florida kind of square off. I mean, that's I love those big games in high school football, because it's hard for those teams to even have competition. But I mean,
Yeah.
Mater Dei, out there in California, your parochial school, so they can recruit, so they're a little better. Same thing with St. Thomas Aquinas. They get the guys, the best players. But wow, what a game! Mater Dei jumped out, St. Thomas Aquinas came back, and Mater Dei held on for the victory. But if you're an Ohio State fan and you watch, I mean, to see two wide receivers on the same team, Chris Henry Jr. and Caden Dixon Wyatt out there, for Mater Dei, I mean, they didn't disappoint. I mean, they did not disappoint. And I think what you're going to see at the end of this is an inevitable, up. I don't know how Chris Henry Jr. is ranked as low as he is right now. And if you're a guy that's a stargazer, if you're a guy that's an average star ranking, composite ranking person or something like that, rest assured the Ohio State players are getting bumps after this week, because I mean, Caden Dixon White was unbelievable. Chris Henry Jr. was otherworldly. I think he was 4 receptions, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns, and just looked like a man child out there. I mean, he's just, he's everything you want to be. And the thought that we're going to have him at the same time as JJ Smith in his final year at Ohio State is just, I don't even have words for it, because
Amazing.
Chris Henry Jr. is, for people not know, he's 6'5", 220 pounds or whatever it is. Just a freakazoid. I mean, I know the inevitable comparisons come. Is he, you know, Moss? Is he Calvin Johnson or who? He's a 6'5" wide receiver who can run like a deer and go out and get the ball, and that's who he is. So rest assured, the wide receiver position is in great hands, and it's going to continue on. And is Chris Henry Jr. the next great one? I think he is. And this was as good a matchup as you're going to get. Playing against the best players in the country, and he just went out and dominated, and loved everything about his game. And again, Caden Dixon Wyatt, not chop liver either. They're 6'2",
At all.
185-pound guy. Can catch it, can go, and the wide receiver train just continues on for Ohio State.
Yeah, and this play, this is like a short clip of his incredible catch. First of all, the Wisconsin quarterback, he's a good prospect. He made some good throws, but that Nevada was not a good throw. I was thinking when I was watching, like, that is a terrible throw. Why are you throwing it to the outside when he has him beat to the inside? But anyway, it didn't matter. As you can see, he made the adjustment as if the kid wasn't even there. It was just like the defender, like, who cares? He just swiped him off like a flea, like nothing. Boom, adjust to the ball, catches it, it takes it for 81 yards. And then also, he caught a nice touchdown pass by adjusting to the ball low. It looked very Jeremiah Smith, Marvin Harrison-ish, where these kids did. It's not just about, oh, they're so big, they're going to out high point you for the ball. Yes, they can do that, and they will do that. But he's also another kid who can he can run all the routes. He can make all the catches. He can make all the adjustments at his size. And so I'm super excited. And one other thing, Nevada, about Chris Henry Jr., because tell me if you kind of think this. It seems to me that there's been too many times where we've had guys like, dang, I wish they could have overlapped more, or wish these two guys could have played together. Or, for example, Jackson Smith and Jigba, with his injury, didn't get to overlap the following year with Marvin Harrison Jr. to play a full season. right? It was one thing that Buckeye fans was like, dang, man, if we could have had them both healthy on the field, who knows? Well, we are going to get to see Chris Henry Jr. He's going to play. I know we got dogs in the receiver room, but he is going to play next year. I guarantee that he will be playing in meaningful snaps. How many snaps? I don't know. But there is a really, really good chance we get to see all of 6'5, 215 pounds of Chris Henry Jr. out there lined out wide with Jeremiah Smith on the other side. Like, that's just ridiculous for those two receivers to be out there together, Nevada. So, what's your thoughts about that? Just the idea of having these two behemoth. And listen, Jeremiah Smith is a giant, y'all. He's huge. He's a big kid. But there's a picture, Nevada, with Jeremiah Smith and Chris Henry Jr. And Chris Henry Jr. is towering over him. I mean, he dwarfs Jeremiah Smith. And so just that alone with his speed, ability, his size is crazy, bro.
Well, I mean, it's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about 2026. I mean, again, I'm no, I'm not trying to fast forward past 2025, um, but in 2026, like you've got those two super freaks together. You've got Julian saying in his second year, you're returning your defensive line, you're returning your offensive line. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot to be excited about in terms of that. But yeah, that is a rare treat. To have the two of the highest title wide receivers we ever had overlap at the same time, playing on the same field. I mean, yeah, I am super excited to see what we have in store. But yeah, and again, we don't need to remind you of all the other great guys that we've got coming up, and Mylan Graham and Brandon Innes will have another year, and just I mean it just keeps on going. I mean, Brian Hart. This is why when the offensive coordinator position became available, you had to give it to Brian Hartline. You have to, because if he doesn't, if you don't give it to him, he's going to go take it somewhere else, and he's going to take all that unbelievable wide receiver recruiting somewhere else. You had to give him the job, and I think it was the right move. It was the right time. I mean, there are guys that are head coaches on NFL teams right now that are younger than Brian Hartline. So for Brian Hartline's not the
Yeah.
kid anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's his time to go get it done. But boy, in the age of NIL, to be still continue on and getting these types of wide receivers, I mean, wow. But yeah, they both lived up to the hype. Cade Nixon, Wyatt, and Chris Henry Jr. And if you don't have if you didn't have a chance to watch that game live, go back and watch it. And it's you'll really be impressed with them. But they weren't the only Buckeye recruits playing this weekend. We had a couple other guys out in the West Coast. We had, is it pronounced Kerry or Kari Wilder? You know,
I
I
thought it was
I
Kari. I thought it was Kari Wilder, and I'll pull
oh,
him up. I was about to mention Danny Lang, who's on Modern Day, before we transition, but I can pull Kari up. But go ahead.
yeah, Corey Wilder was unbelievable this week. And again,
Yeah.
they love him at J Sarah. I know the staff there, J Sarah, really well. They say he might be the best, defensive end they've ever had come out of Sarah. And Sarah's had some ballers, man. Like Sarah puts out some athletes out there. And you watch him play. Oh my goodness. Again, another guy. If you're saying, well, we're not getting elite defensive ends, we should. This guy is as good as anybody in the country.
Yeah.
Anybody in the country. I'm not saying he's the best defensive, but there's nobody better than this kid. I mean, he can play inside, he can play outside. He's got burst, he's got strength, he's got flexibility. I mean, he's a player. Some highlights out there on him. Looking really impressive. And then the unsung quarterback, Luke Fahey, from Mission Viejo. We're just making a run on Southern California quarterbacks right now, which, man, if you're going to get quarterbacks, kind of like we talked about, if you're going to get defensive linemen or whatever, you want to go down the deep south or whatever. If you want to get quarterbacks, go to Southern California. That's where the best that's where the best quarterbacks are. And, we've got, you know, that now we've got a starting quarterback, Julian saying there, Luke Fahey, yeah, a guy that people are sleeping on, but he's a really, really good quarterback. Slugged out a good win, had a nice touchdown pass to win the game, and yeah, I mean, there's people in Southern California that are excited about him. He didn't put up, 5 touchdowns, but that's because they're playing tough competition. I mean, they're not playing, you know, little Christian school in Tennessee thing. Like these are
Right.
big boy teams out there in Southern California, and he had a really good game. But yeah, all the Buckeyes that were on display this weekend just got it done and really impressed, and should be getting the Buckeye bump from the rating services. So as good as our class has been, it's going to get better because these guys are undoubtedly going to be ranked higher when the new re-rankings come out.
Yeah, and I love it, man. And I'm glad you shouted out Fahey. Huge arm from everything I hear. Great kid. And yeah, man, CJ Stroud. I mean, California, obviously, they got the QBs, man. They got some dogs. And we're going to finally get to see Julian Sayin play at a high level, as far as a starter very, very soon. And I don't think we'll be disappointed with his career here. But also, this is Corey Wilder's film. And so, Nevada, I really want to point this out because to me, this kid, in my opinion, is the prime example of when we say the staff has their own rankings, the staff has their own board, they have their own, top guys. Like he is a 5-star to the staff. This is their guy. They love him. And so you got your recruiting rankings and you got your staff rankings. And so it's a beautiful thing when you see the evaluations coming true as far as these kids actually stepping up and showing improving. And Corey Wilder has been doing this in camps, and now he's doing this on the field. In week 1, he had an excellent stat line to where he was just killing it, and he keeps doing it. So I'm just super excited about this kid. I think he's a dog. He's clearly underrated, but the staff doesn't think so. And like Nevada said, he's going to keep climbing because he keeps showing improving. And so anyway, if you just watch his film, you see he's a werewolf. He's all over the place. And so, yeah, this class is not finished. I know there's been some guys like, man, I wish we would have got him, and then NIL and frustrations. But, man, this is one of those kids where don't be so focused on who you think we lost to where you're not appreciating this type of kid because he is a monster. He showed it again in week 1 and for the start of the season.
Yeah, I mean Wilder was. I mean, he was unbelievable. Like I said, I don't want to misquote the stat line because I don't have it in front of me, but it was pretty gaudy. I mean, he was all over the field, and that was just a great defensive performance. But he was just knocking fools out, man. It's like he was all. It
Mm-hmm.
seemed like he was hitting the quarterback every time they went back there to throw. He was hitting the quarterback, whether he got the sack, whether he got a hurry, whether he got a tackle for loss. But he was in the backfield all day, super disruptive. As you said, he's been tearing up the camp circuit, but it's the camp circuit. I don't want to get too excited about the underwear Olympics because, it's camp, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you
Right.
go out there and do it in the field like this against that type of level of competition on top of that, and then you're getting the kind of the praise that I'm hearing from Sarah, then you're a baller, man. And he did, I mean, as good as I thought he was going to be, he was better. He was better. I mean, he was just tearing it up. And again, another guy, take the time, educate yourself, go watch the tape on this kid because he was all over the field and just was a complete, one man wrecking ball, just killing the opposition offense all day. And it was super impressive to watch.
Definitely. And I'm a pull Danny Lane back up because he's another kid, Nevada. I don't know if you peeped. He had the Ohio State sleeve. He's the kid. For those who are watching the game, he's the corner that had the white Ohio State sleeve on, just so you can get a visual of who he was. He had a really, really good game as well. Ohio State is recruiting him. And so he's another prospect from that high school. I mean, listen, we're clear in Ohio, y'all. And to get these kids out of modern day, like California, and the high level of interest and the potential pipeline is amazing. Did you get a chance to get your eyes on him, Danny Lang? I'm about to pull him up right now.
Yeah, no, I mean he's a terrific player. I mean, I hope we can get him. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those kids that, if you could get him, modern day. Your little trivia question for you: do you remember the first player we ever got out of modern day?
Give me a clue. Is it in the 2010s?
It was a fullback.
It was a fullback. Oh, so that wasn't the 2010s for sure. That had to be the early 2000s or 90s.
It was a fullback.
It wasn't Nikki Sualua, was it?
Nikki Sualua. Nikki
Let's
Sualua.
go.
I mean, come on, how good was he? I mean, when he was
I
going, man.
loved Nikki Sualua, man. His name alone was just dope. It just flowed. Nikki, and then Keith, why am I thinking my favorite announcer? He passed away.
Keith Jackson.
Keith Jackson. Nikki Sualua. Like, you know how he used to say his name.
I mean, he would just blow fools up, man. He would just
Yes,
I
he
mean,
did.
oh man, he was a piece. But he was the first modern day player we got. But yeah, if you can get players out of modern day, you're getting the best of them. I mean, it's the Ohio State of high school football, and I mean the fact that they've got Caden Dixon Wyatt and Chris Henry as their wide receivers and a Wisconsin, commit quarterback, and I mean it just you go up and down. On modern day, that USC and UCLA have feasted on modern day players for years and years and years. And it's
Yeah.
just nice to see Ohio State getting a bite finally.
Yeah, man. That's it's funny you brought him up because I've been thinking about Ohio State fullbacks, how we've had some really good fullbacks. I was watching the highlight of Beanie Wells against Michigan at Michigan. I believe it was the 2007 year. We kind of backed into the championship versus LSU, and it was Deontay Johnson who sprung the block for Beanie's long run. And I thought about him like, man, we had some really tough, hard-nosed fullbacks. And then also, my wife's aunt is married to Scotty Graham, right? Who now coaches at Washington. And I thought about I was a big Scotty Graham fan even before he became like an in-law, became family. And I see him at events now and and stuff like that. I used to love Scotty Graham. I mean, also I brought him up on the show a while ago. I used to hoop with him every day, and that's Brandon Joe. You know what I'm saying? We've had some really good fullbacks, and Nikki Sualua, man. Nothing gets more nostalgic when than thinking about Nikki Sualua. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole category I think that's slept on that hasn't really been talked about. And I know there's way more fullbacks, especially back in the 70s, 80s era, before I was really, really knowledgeable and all the other stuff. But you think that's a undervalued subject that's not talked about enough in Ohio State history?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that you talk about some of the iconic plays. When Stan White Jr.
Yeah,
You
Stan
blocked
White. Yeah.
when Pittman went in the end zone in the 2005 Michigan game when we came back and won that game against all odds. And I think George Cooper was the one who sprung Art Schlichter in up in Michigan, and I think it was the '79 um, game, and blocked like three guys. And I mean, yeah, I mean it's been an unsung position. But even recently, they've used it. I'm forgetting his name now.
Gerd.
And Gerd was there.
Yeah,
But
it's
who
another
was the
one.
guy that in the Georgia game? He was on the field the
Yes.
last play of the game. He was that walk on that became
Yes. Let
invaluable.
me look him up. Let me look him
Yeah,
up. I
who
know who you're
who
talking
was
about.
that? I want to say number 48 or something like that or
Let me
something.
see.
But it was either 48 or 46. But I loved him, and I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. I'm like, oh, I love this guy, but can't remember his name. That's a senior moment for me. But if the chat can come up with his name, but he made a lot of big plays for Ohio State. And like I said, on that last play, last thing against Georgia, right before the missed field goal, he's out there on the field at running back, first in that
Yes.
spot right there. So can't remember his name right now, but he was
Didn't he make a catch too? Didn't he make a big catch out of the
he
backfield before?
he made so many. Oh, you're
What's
you're
his
thinking of
name?
no, you're thinking about the other guy, the smaller guy, but who made that big catch. Um, um, I'm totally spacing now. There's just so many, so it's an
Yeah.
abundance. We need help from the chat now. Chat, help us out now.
Yeah, because I know I can see them and I can see the play, but I can't see the name on the jersey. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's just like I can't remember their names, but
I
we're gonna
know.
get this because this is gonna bother me.
Yeah,
But
it'll bug me too.
yeah, the walk on, he played a good amount down the stretch. He made key blocks, and I thought he also made a good catch out of the backfield for like a first down. I mean, it wasn't like some
Yeah, yeah.
spectacular thing, but it was significant, especially for a walk on. So yeah, help us out, chat. But I think that's a good topic for like unsung heroes is fullbacks. The history of Ohio State fullbacks. Springing blocks for Archie Griffin and springing blocks for all these star backs. I think that's a good topic that has been underutilized. So maybe I'll take the reins on that.
Well, I think
We'll
that's the
see.
position too. I believe I want to say that's the. I'm trying to think about who the last fullback was because you talk about we've had All Americans at every position,
Yeah.
um, but like I think fullback or tight end. We haven't had a fullback. We haven't had an All American. Oh yeah, I do know the answer to this question. We actually haven't. The last time we had a fullback as an All American was the same year. The last year we had a tight end as an All American. Do you remember who they were?
Oh, last
This
time we
is
had a
this
tight. Go ahead.
a fullback first team All American or a tight end first team All American. It was the same year. This was long before B Moses was born. So long,
Oh,
long, long time ago.
okay. So my first
Th-
guess was going to be wrong then,
Yes,
because
this is 1970.
oh,
1970.
I know the name. So you brought them up before on the show.
Yes,
The
we
tight
did.
end. Uh,
The tight end was Jan White, which is
J-
probably obscure, but the fullback was John Brockington. John Brockington
Brockington.
who went on to the NFL as a great running back with the Packers and other teams like yeah, he was our last fullback All American at Ohio State. It's been almost 50 years since then.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture right now. Number 42. Yeah, he looks like a tough kid. Yeah, man, he looks like one of them throwback tough dudes that'll smack you. Roommates with Jack Tatum type cats.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, but no, that's good stuff. I still let me look at the chat because I want to know. I don't want to hop off this pod before we get it. And because this kid now, is it possible we're talking about two different guys, Nevada? Because you said you think I'm talking about somebody different.
No, no, it's a white guy. It's a
Yeah,
white guy. It's a
white guy, white guy.
big white guy. Big white guy.
We're on the same page with that.
Yeah, it's a 46, 48, 42, walk on. Yeah, and
Yes.
yeah, and what was his name? We got to look at that roster. Look at that roster from the that should tell you the truth. Do we get the roster from the 2022 season?
Yeah, I pulled it up and I didn't see his name. Let me go back to see the roster because I was like, hold on. And you said 48. I was like, it's not 48. So let me see. Okay, I'm looking through the roster here because a fullback is only going to have so many numbers. Here, matter of fact, I'm going to put it on the screen so you can see it. Hold on. And we're going to all figure this out together as one big family. All right, can you see it? All right, so Mitch Rossi. That's who I'm thinking about. He wasn't a
Mitch
fullback. He was a tight end, but he lined up behind the
Mitch
line of
Ross
scrimmage.
Mitch Rossi. That's who
That's
it
him.
was.
That's
That's
him. And
him.
yeah, so we used him as sort of a hybrid fullback in heavy sets.
Yes.
And that's why he caught a pass. That's it.
And
Thank you.
he was an invaluable player. I mean, you're talking about Mitch
Yes.
freaking Rossi, and I
Yeah.
remember I'd done a report on him early. I got a report from one of the wise men and put him in kind of a nugget. And at the time, people were like Mitch Rossi. Who are you talking about? But
Right.
yeah, he was so obscure, even I forgot who it was. But yes, Mitch Rossi. Thank you for doing it. Otherwise, I'd have been pulling out my hair all night tonight. But Mitch, wherever you are, we love you, man. We don't forget you. We remember your contributions.
Salute. And then somebody else said Bourne was last fullback. I might have to jump on this, Nevada. Like for real, for real. The fullback position at Ohio State, I think with the change of times, the spread offenses and everything, they just kind of lost touch with. We've had some really, really good fullbacks and some really tough guys. And so maybe I'll do a story. Maybe I'll do a write up or some type of like video. I put the videos together of just showing the fullback some love in the chat. Is that boring to y'all or do y'all think that's a good idea? Please tell me in the chat what y'all think. Nevada, what you think? Keep it 100. If you think that's a boring, then tell me. But I don't know, man.
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan. I mean, I like I said, I go back to when Champ Henson, I believe you led the nation in scoring, and then Pete Johnson came in and replaced him at full. I mean, like I mean, Ohio State's had a great tradition of fullbacks that go back a long way, and that kind of that hybrid. tight end, fullback type of position. Ohio State used it to great effect, and those are guys that do a lot of the dirty work. I mean, kind of. I'm not saying it's exactly the same thing, but kind of what Will Kazmarek does. You know what I'm saying? Kind
Yeah.
of brings the same kind of things that Will Kazmarek does, and I think Kazmarek is a really underrated piece of this Ohio State team for 2025. I mean, I know people are like, oh, we can talk about all the skill guys and this and that, but man, Kazmarek makes the running game go. And he is he is a guy that I had completely wrong. I had him as just a guy when they got him in the transfer portal. Totally wrong. I'm telling you, he is an underrated. When he went away, the running game started to sputter. When he came back, the running game came back. That is not a coincidence. And when Will Kazmarek decided to come back this year as well, people, oh well, Will Kazmarek coming back. I'm telling you, really, really key piece to the Ohio State Buckeye team for 2025.
Yep. And we won't stop hitting that, man.
Oh,
Like,
Vaughn Broadnax, come on, yeah.
oh, I saw it in the
I mean,
chat too. Yep. So
come
what y'all
on,
think?
yeah.
I don't see nobody responding. Should I do this? Should I do a write up? Should I like spotlight them? Like, I don't want to do it if it's just like I'm excited about it, but are y'all excited about it? You know what I'm saying? I see a few coming through. Okay, do it. All right, I want to see a few more, but I was gonna hit on Kazmarek real quick, Nevada, and this is why, again, y'all. What I think people, Nevada, when they think of tight ends, well, let me ask you this: do you think it's fair that I don't even want to say the casuals because I don't want to come off like I'm being negative or overly critical, but it seems to me when people think of tight ends, the first thing that comes to their mind is, well, how many catches are they going to get? Do you think that you agree with that thinking,
Well,
Nevada?
it's the way that they evaluate them. I mean, they evaluate by catches and touchdowns and this and that. And as we've talked about all these great plays. None of them, or very few of them, involve catches. You involve great blocks, and I mean, doing all the little things. The kind of the fullback's the ultimate unsung hero type of position. So, and again, the way we're using the tight end now, it's a lot. You can kind of almost change, interchange. I mean, think about Stan White Jr. He was a tight end, All-American, five-star tight end that ended up at fullback for Ohio State. So there's a lot of interchangeability between those positions. But yeah, no, that's how we evaluate them, and it's really not fair because they do a lot of other things beside that make the offense go.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm saying because people, I think they missed the boat when they really try to, oh well, we don't throw to the tight end enough. But we've put like for a school who's much maligned by their own fans about not using the tight end, it's a running joke that we don't use the tight end. We've put tight ends in the league consistently. It's just funny that we got a good amount of tight ends in the league, for one, but also two, again, y'all, what I'm getting at is, yes, we like to see our big fella tight ends get the ball in in the flat or over the middle of the seam and pick up a first down, but blocking. Like to me, that's Kazmarek. He may not be Max Clare. He can catch the ball too. He's not a dynamic receiver, but he can catch the ball. But his blocking, y'all, I keep telling you, I keep going back to 2019. Those two tight ends we had, with the combination of being able to receive the ball, but also set the edge and block out of that zone run scheme. J.K. Dobbins, ate good. The tight ends were so important blocking in that scheme. Okay. So my excitement, just once again, with the tight end room is not just about Max Clear being a matchup nightmare. Sure, that's a big part of it. But just to clue y'all in, on get some more insight on why I'm so giddy about this tight end room, is because we have Bennett Christian, who is a house out there, a physical house out there that can block. Kazmarek, who we've just been gushing about. And then you even have a Jelani Thurman, who's a matchup nightmare, but showed that he can be a tough guy and be counted upon down the stretch of important games to block in heavy sets. I can't stress that enough, Nevada. When he first came in here, we saw the nuggets. We got the info. Everybody was talking about how he was struggling blocking. And so for him to be relied upon in key moments to block in heavy sets, that just to me that is just exciting. And then of course you got Max Clare who could do all of it, and then Nate Roberts who's up and coming and really getting some praise. So anyway, this tight end room, my excitement is not just because of the dynamic ability of the receiving end, but the blocking and how it's going to help our backs in this O line who already is going to be very good. That's what I'm excited about with these tight ends, man. I'm sorry I had to go on that rant, Nevada, because I think people need to understand that when it comes to your offense, the tight end is not just about how many catches they get, but how can they help out the run game.
Well, and I think you make a great point. We've kind of one of our themes on this podcast has been kind of the Forrest Gump players that are out there and you don't really notice them. We talked about Low Styles Jr.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean Jelani Thurman or Cade McDonald on goal line defense, but Jelani Thurman on heavy sets. Yeah, that was not on my bingo card at the beginning of this thing, but
at
he was
all.
there when they
Right.
went to heavy. When they're bringing in the big boys, they're bringing in Jelani. So it's like, you know, we know he can catch the ball. He caught, 15 touchdown passes senior year in high school or whatever it was down Georgia. But yeah, he's a load at blocking too. So yeah, lots of flexibility, lots of versatility, but doing a lot of the unsung dirty stuff, which is really that's what makes the football teams go. And that really starts in the tight end room, and certainly a point of emphasis for Ohio State.
Absolutely, man. I love it. I absolutely love it. And then also one more thing, and we have a super chat and we can roll out, man, and you know, get ready for another countdown day towards the game. I just feel like little young 8-year-old B Moses in the backyard throwing it up and catching it, waiting for the Buckeye game. I'm that excited about this game. And Nevada, I know you were like, man, I wish we played Mercer the first week, just to get the kinks out. But I also know you've also said you're excited. There's the nervousness of, dang, we got to play the number one team in the country out the gate. But then equally, it's just like, man, the excitement of the potential of this matchup and the opportunity they have to really come out and set the tone is great. But you got anything on that comment before I move on?
Well, yeah, no, my excitement level is on a scale of 100 is like 110 right now. And
Yeah.
I mean, look, I know I mean, a lot of people are really nervous, scared, whatever about Texas, but Texas lost 9 starters on offense. Okay.
Yeah.
So the other thing is they didn't get a chance to play Mercer or Furman in week 1 and then coming in and kind of working out. They're gonna have to get it all figured out at the horseshoe in front of that crowd on the fly. So they're breaking some stuff into, and we can
Yeah.
make it difficult on them, and it's going to be a heck of a game. But I wish it was tomorrow. I'm ready to go right now.
Yep, so am I, brother. So am I. And so we got a super chat here. Lisa, I believe you said a few days ago it's sheer, right? It's not share, it's sheer, correct? Want to make sure I got it going forward. Thanks for the 4.99. Excuse me. It says Huskies getting a lot of love on non-OSU pods as flying under the radar, beating OSU, Ducks, Big Ten finalists. What say you? I'll start, Nevada. I don't know about that. I'll be honest with you. I haven't studied Washington to see what they got coming back. How much experience and all the other stuff. All I know is that I'm nervous about that game. And this is what I mean. I'm not saying I'm afraid, oh, we're going to go up there and lose, but everyone I've spoken to who's either been to the stadium, played in the stadium, Washington is a hard place to play. And if it's a night game, we got to be ready. We can't go up there half stepping, turning the ball over, being goofy, and all that other stuff. We can't do that. That's where it becomes a snake pit and it's loud and they get confidence and you just never know. It's one of those environments where you got to go step on their neck, play clean, protect the football, and get up out of there. Right, Nevada?
We, yeah, for sure. I mean, Washington's a very difficult place to play. As you said, they've got Ohio State guys with Ohio State pedigree on their staff. I know Mike Brewster's up there on their staff as well. So I mean, they've got
Oh, yeah.
Ohio. They've got Ohio State. They want to beat Ohio State, and it's going to be one of the first times we're on the road with this group with a young group going up there. And Washington is an exceedingly difficult place to play. Now, do they have the horses to compete over the long term? I don't think so. I think Washington's, missing at key spots in terms of, but can they get up on that game in terms of playing? And this is just me saying, oh, you got to be worried about every game. I mean, Washington is a tough place to play.
Yeah,
Tough place to play. And if it's at night or whatever, I mean, whatever, whenever Ohio State comes to town, you got to remember it's always like the freaking Super Bowl for these other teams. So this is going to
yeah.
be their game of the year, their biggest game, the game they're all pointing at, the chance to play the Buckeyes. So we're going to get their best shot. Yeah, I'll be happy with a 1 point win on the road up there, and I don't care about style points. I don't care about anything else. Just win the game. Tough game, but do I think they have a chance to be a serious Big Ten contender? I don't think they have the horses. You know, that I may change my mind. I reserve the right to change my mind if I see a thing, but I don't think they're that kind of a team. But I think they're a team that could get up for one game and make it difficult for us.
Yeah, for sure. Let me see. I was thinking about, okay, September 27th. Okay, so okay, yeah, that's the first Big Ten game. I didn't realize that, Nevada. We kick off the
Yeah,
Big Ten season at
it's our,
Washington.
it's our first road game, right? First road game
Okay.
of the season.
Oh, oh yeah. That's gonna be a challenge, y'all. That's gonna
Yeah.
be a challenge for a young quarterback to go on the road in the first conference game. And shoot, I might low key, I'm gonna think about going to that one. Holler at Scotty, like, hey yo, I'm gonna be in town. And I've never been to Seattle, and I love seafood. I would love to go to the little places where they toss the salmon back and forth and ring the bell and whatever. You know what I'm saying? I would love to do that. That's something I'm gonna think about, but I didn't think of. I was thinking it was October for some reason, but yeah, that is interesting, Nevada. We got to be ready, y'all. We got some tough road games at Washington, at Illinois, at Wisconsin. I mean, we got some landmines. So
Oh,
this team,
and at Michigan.
yeah, yep, exactly, exactly, yeah. So it's we got for those you got a soft schedule. No, we don't. No, we don't.
Oh
Like
no. This is a tough schedule. This is a legit tough schedule. Absolutely. Let's starting with number one. Nobody's started off with a tougher starting game in the history of college football ever. So I don't want to hear anything
that's
about
a
our
good
schedule.
point.
Seriously, I mean, come
Yeah,
on. Like, I don't want to hear anything about our schedule. Like, give me a break.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but you still listen. I just had an LSU fan my Facebook page yesterday go on this long paragraph rant talking about how we play cupcakes. And I'm just like, are
Yeah,
you kidding me? What is
yeah.
with this stupid narrative from SEC fans, man? Like, don't y'all get it? Y'all don't get it. Like, but anyway, rant over. I'm not going to go into that. Point is, tough schedule this year. I would say entertaining schedule as well, because again, these games. I know we don't get night games anymore at the shoe, but guess what? These schools we're going to be visiting, they're going to be night games. I can almost guarantee you. Let me see real quick, and we'll slide out here in a moment. But at Washington, to me, is almost guaranteed to be night. Illinois, I can see that being like a 3:30. At Wisconsin, guaranteed to be a night game. There's no way they're not going to have that be a night game. So yeah, bro, like this is going to be tricky. Okay, we got UCLA at home. So yeah, bro, yeah. So that's all I'll say about that. But it starts with Texas, and we are almost there, y'all. Tomorrow is 5 days until, and we're gonna have fun with that. We're gonna have big fun with that, Nevada.
Hey, I want to give a shout out before we go out to the Matt Smith Golf Academy. Matt Smith, I know we have a lot of golfers. I saw Tommy Fleetwood won the FedEx Cup today, $10 million first prize, and also cash by ticket for him. He was 12-1 to win. Bill Green had him. I had him, and was very happy about that. So congrats, Tom. But you're a golfer. You want to learn, you got a young kid, you're older, want to go to mattsmithgolfacademy.com. Help out Matt Smith. Big fan of the Scoop, big friend of Ohio State, legendary local golfer, and can really get you straightened out. So check it out.
You said mattsmithgolfacademy.com.
That's it.
All
One
right.
word.
So yeah, I'm putting down his website because when I was with Dev and Funky, when you were out about a few weeks ago, I was talking about how trash I am at golf. Like I went to Top Golf one time
No,
thinking,
no,
oh,
no,
I've
no, no.
what'd you say?
You're an athlete, right? But golf is a different thing. Man, golf's a different
Absolutely,
thing.
bro. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking about something like, man, I'm good at everything. I've played whatever I've played. I've been, at least like decent at. But when I got up on that platform, bro, it tried to hit that ball. I was just embarrassed. I was like, this can't be life. This is terrible. So, as I continue to get up in age, I might have to hit up some courses and some classes so I can at least be competent in the golf outings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to embarrass yourself out there golfing. So yeah, and golf's a game that if you just learn the basics, you're athletic enough, you could get good pretty quick. But a guy like Matt Smith could really kind of get you. So if you're golfing, you're a young guy, you're an old dog like B Moses, want to learn new tricks, Matt Smith Golf Academy, check it out.
Cool. Well, listen, man, fun show, great show. It's exciting. It is officially game week, y'all. I mean, it's Sunday. We are in game week. So it's going to be ramped up this week. Also, we're going to have more guests coming up. We'll let who's coming, when they're coming, all the other stuff. But I'm excited about the season, man, to have some actual football and see these guys step up and show all the hard work they've been doing this offseason and the hunger that, hey, we ain't do nothing. Last year was last year. This team is trying to get back to the promised land, and I'm excited about it. And we're going to go ahead and bounce. Buckeye School and family, we love you. We appreciate you. Everybody in the chat, we will see y'all tomorrow. Go Bucks.